All right, here we go. Algebra 1 students of everybody's class. Um, if you look down our syllabus, we are on the last topic of the unit. You know what that means. A fun, awesome chapter test is coming up, which means we got to prove that you can remember all this stuff. And you can solve it, you can read it, all that. So today, by the end of the day, you should be able to. Students will be able to solve proportions. So proportions are things that you guys have already seen and known. This should be a quick video. So a ratio is a way to compare two quantities using division. So for example, we have ratios like we have a 1 to 2 ratio, or that happens a lot. So 1 part, and then you've got 2 others. We also have other ways of writing ratios. We could write 1 to 2, but typically we like this fraction way. Sometimes you write in words 1, 2, 2. You guys know ratios very well. So things that are not ratios, what are not ratios? Well, we're not going to call fractions ratios, even though we could write them. So like 0.378, like we could rewrite it in fraction form like that if we wanted to, but we're just not going to call it a ratio because they're always written as fractions or in one of those forms. We're going to keep them as fractions. Proportion is when you have two ratios are equivalent. So for example, we could have 5/10 equals 3/6. That's an equivalent proportion, which is also equal to 1/2. So non-examples, just a ratio by itself. Don't worry about that. I don't know what I was thinking when I made this. So we solve proportions by using multiplication. That's it. What? That's it. All we do is multiply. Do not tell me cross multiplying. Cross multiplying is wrong, and I will mark it wrong. Here's what we're really doing. To solve a proportion, we're trying to get n by itself. Okay? So all we're going to do is we're going to multiply n on both sides. If I multiply n on the left side, I got to multiply by n on the right side. So n times n, or n times divided by n, multiplying and dividing n are opposites, so they cancel. So we have 7 equals, and then when we multiply, we just multiply straight across. So this is 8 times n divided by 7. Oops, times n, not m. Then, to deal with this 7, you're going to multiply both sides by 7. So times 7 times 7. So 7 times 7 is 49 equals 8 times n. And then it's super easy. All you got to do is solve your equation like you used to. So divide both sides by 8. So 49 divided by 8, well, that's going to give you a fraction, so I'm going to leave it as 49 divided by 8. It's going to give you a decimal. And we're done. All you got to do is multiply. So example 2 looks a little trickier because we have this group, right? Remember when we have a long fraction bar, those two things get grouped together? Well, this time we're going to have to multiply both sides by all of this. B plus 5. B plus 5. So this b plus 5 times and division cancel each other out. So we got 7 equals 10 times b plus 5 divided by 5. And then we're going to get rid of this division by 5 by multiplying by 5. Okay, so there's how we're solving this by multiplication. The divided by 5 and the times 5 cancel each other out. 7 times 5 is 35. So 10 times b plus 5, and now we can actually solve this like we're used to solving it. So I'm going to divide both sides by 10, divided by 10, divided by 10. That makes this 3.5 equals b plus 5. Whoops, that doesn't look like a 5. There we go. And we solve it by subtracting 5 from both sides. So 3.5 minus 5 is negative 2.5, and that equals b. So you're going to use proportions a lot in geometry, believe it or not. 2 more examples. So we're going to multiply that grouping just like before. So we're going to multiply this side by k minus 7 and this side by k minus 7. So these two cancel. We're left with 9. 9 equals 6 times k minus 7 divided by k. And then same thing. Multiply both sides by k times k. Well, 9 times k is 9k. Alright. Running into issues. We have variables on both sides. If you remember how we did this before, we need to distribute first. So we need to distribute 6 times k, which is 6k. 6 times negative 7, which is negative 42. On my left side, we just have this 9k. We didn't do anything with it. Now we got to deal with the variables first. What I like to do is I'm going to subtract this 6k from both sides. Doesn't matter? Nope. Just be careful. 9k minus 6k is 3k. 6k minus 6k is 0. And we still have negative 42. And then we can divide both sides by 3. So k equals, I believe this is negative 14 if I did it correctly. So it looks like a lot of work. We're not going to hit this topic too hard because we want to make sure we have time for other things that are more important. So here we go. Moving on. Last one. We have a proportion, so we need to just multiply the denominators. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 8. I'm just going to work left to right because that's the way I like to do it. Times 8. But be careful because these are grouped together and these are grouped together. So 8 divided by 8 is 0, or is 1, and we're left with this 2. We've got n plus 4 times 8 divided by n minus 4. So now I need to multiply both sides by this n minus 4. So times n minus 4. So 2 times n minus 4 equals n plus 4 times 8. So just like we did in the last example, we need to distribute. So 2 times n is 2n. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. On my other side, I have 8 times n, which is 8n, and 8 times 4, which is 32. Now I need to deal with the variables first. So minus 2n from this side, minus 2n from this side. So we get 0. Negative 8 equals 8n minus 2n, which is 6n plus 32. And now we can solve it normally. Whew, that's a lot of work. So minus 32, minus 32. We get minus 40 equals 6n. And then to finish solving this, we need to divide by 6, divide by 6. So negative 40 divided by 6. I ran out of space. Something happened. I don't know where the video paused. But anyway, that's it. Negative 40 divided by 6. We're done. And that's the end of the booklet. So I'll see you later. Bye.